I'm sure by now that many Elden Ring players out there know exactly what the Palace Approach Ledge Site of Grace is for and where it's located. And yes, in 2024, it is still a working rune farm and by far the best in Elden Ring. But today, I would like to explore the question of exactly how long or how fast can you get here after starting a new game.
Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
Welcome back to the channel. Winks here. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on anything that I upload. So the purpose of today's video is to answer the question of how fast can you get to that Palace Approach Ledge Site of Grace, because that is the best farm for runes in Elden Ring. So as usual, guys, I got a housekeeping note. If you're new to the channel, as usual, I always put timestamps down below for your convenience. However, given the nature of today's video, like I mentioned, and seeing how fast we can get to the Palace Approach Site of Grace, you can think of this video more of an attempt at a speed run, I guess. So disclaimer before we get started today, this is not a new game at all. I am now a new game too. However, let me go over some ground rules before we get started. So since this is an attempt at a speed run, there is going to be some editing done to this video though. One ground rule that I'm gonna have is there are gonna be no load screens, because that is not a measure of the player. That is not in the player's control, therefore will not be included in the time. Two, there will be no gear or weapon farming shown. That's additional time and relies basically on chance drops, and again is not a measure of the player's ability. I mean, it is, but it's really not, because of the the randomness of the drops. So that's not going to be included either. There's not going to be any DLC items in this run. I do have DLC items, but I'm not going to be using them because this is new game plus for me. I'm going to try and keep it as close as possible as the new player experience would be. Four, I'm going to try and stick to only Limgrave items that can be found right outside of the starting gate, again to keep it closer to a new player experience. And five, lastly, I may occasionally stop the clock to go over some things, but we'll pick it back up when the run begins again. So before we begin, two things, guys. First, I'm going to go over the plan that it's going to take to get to this Site of Grace to start farming runes. And two, I'm going to show you the gear that I plan on using in the video. So, in order to get to this Palace Place Ledge or whatever it is, there are a few steps that you've got to do. So the first major step that you've got to do is you've got to get to Godric and kill him and get his great rune. Next, you've got to go to the round table and speak to Enya, and then we've got to make our way to the Rose Church in the Lernia of the Lakes and do an invasion 3 times. And on that note, the invasion, it's easier, it's less time if you go online and kill somebody or invade somebody 3 times. You don't have to win or lose, you just have to invade 3 times. However, this is not your only option. You can do this offline. It's just going to take more time to do that. So if you do the invasion route online, you can do it basically right here where you talk to Var. If you can't, though, if you don't have a connection online, there is this Wyndham Ruins that you won't see once I start the new game, because all these sites go away. But there is a summon sign on the ground here for Magnus, and he's an NPC, and you can invade him 3 times, and that can count towards the 3 invasions that you need. However, for the run, I am not going to be attempting that to cut time out, but just know that the next step is returning to Var at Rose Church to get the cloth for the Maiden's Blood. Now, there are 3 ways to do this. One, which is not the recommended way, is you can kill Irina or Hyetta. Again, that's not recommended. 2, you can go to the Church of Inhibition, which is up here, and there is a maiden up there that you can get the blood for that cloth, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is going to the Church of Inhibition. 3, you can find the key for the 4 belfries, and you can teleport back to whatever the starting area is with that scion. Forgive me, I don't know where it is on this map at the moment, but it'll teleport you back to one of the beginning areas, and you can get it from there. And I'm not going to be doing that either. So I'm going to be going and running to the path of least resistance, which is going to be the Church of Inhibition. And then lastly, you just go back to the Rose Church, and you talk to Var, and he'll give you the item that will teleport you here. And then from that point, it's just a matter of making your way to this site of grace through here. That's the plan. As far as my gear goes, so again, I'm going to be just to reiterate a point that I made earlier. One of the ground rules is I'm going to be sticking to Limgrave items. So I have here a Knight's Great Sword and the Gilded Great Shield, both at level 3, because if you think back to my video I made on how to kill Radagon and the Elden Beast, I went over the recommended levels for your weapons in the certain areas. So in Limgrave, it's recommended that if you have a weapon that's not like a special weapon that just uses the regular smithing stones and it levels up to 25, you want to be at least level 3 for this beginning area. If you have a special weapon, you don't have to level it up at all for recommended. Now, once you get into the Lernia of Lakes and the Rose Church, where Var is, it's recommended that you level this weapon up to level 7. Now, the smithing stones for leveling this can also be found in Limgrave. I have the Godric Knight Helm, which can be found right in that first area when you begin, right before you talk to Melina to get the horse that you ride. But all 3 of these are something you have to farm off of that knight. And beginning, he's very tough and very difficult to beat, but still possible. Erdtree's Favor, which can be found in the Hero's Grave. Turtle Talisman for stamina. Blue Feathered Branch Sword, which is in Limgrave. You just got to kill the Death Bird at night. And then the Curved Sword Talisman, which I believe is found in Godric's Castle or Stormgate. And then I have my Lone Wolf Ashes, and I won't be using these.
Oh, come to the of course you unfortunate without you are like me. Are you familiar? You may all that. It will be even if great castle the home. It's to castles if you. It's to castle if you.
Have you? They, sir, but you. I can turning to aid you. You need O to the foot. Then it said, summon me. Ah, Torrent. Treat him with.
Everyone only to have their. Did you know? It's quite a. You're heading to enticed. Wow, that. But I don't have. It's scary. I want on nothing. Can you take? And the spirits look rather. It'll be glad you will. Oh, tell them I love and finally get. It was a play. Oh, tell them I love and finally get.
forgive me. To see what hand, it seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering. Very well, let my hand.
You there? Come over here. It's tightly. Oh, the guards you breached. Yeah, your type.
Ah, the pleasures I'm looking for when I'm not hot-foot enough about this place. Not exactly. I see. You can see. Well, I'm tarnished, but on still, I'm privy to it. Would you care to look as a fellow?
Be proud. You are well, tarnished, are you? I am I'm here by decree. How utterly this grafting is tainted the If you would, I ask you, call it the winds run. I'm certain a pass fellow down whatever. A pass fellow down whatever.
piece of gold. What a birthday. Oh, he got what are you though? He.
Are you trying to let great anchor until it the tragic across far, but the so brave seek to become little. Where all day is, and I will defend. The chill tainted and swiss, the great harn in the demigod run. Now go for.
claim what? My doubt. The words are truly, I believe, even worse. That's the part. Oh. A means, give it a try. And if it drive high, there's no reason to tarnish. I'm quite. I'm quite. lamb kid. I'm glad. You have a... I wish to a night to luminary mode. So... now. For your normally this... But since...
Now, those are of a challenge. Find them well.
land. You've complete, and with this, a knight who will assist. Now, this no. Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something. Never forget, for it is what you have. Oh, and a man with the power I've got. But you mustn't. The meeting must luminary. We must. One day, right, my. One day, right, my.